I was in the program 3 years ago when I first got sober, and from there I went through the program, did a good program. I figured, was 18 months sober, and one night I went out. One night, spent $20. Ended up back here the next morning. I did my second stint, and you know, that's the way it goes. A lot of guys don't get it first time around. So coming back here, full of shame, of course, just buckled down and got to it, and obviously missed a few things in the program the first time, and picked those things up the second time around, and from there I've flourished, and I'm just so happy and elated where I am today. I was battling with alcohol probably throughout my whole life, more of a weekend binger than anything, but still out of control. But I got into the heroin about 43, so I battled with that for about 4.5 years. I was a closet case, but eventually it caught up to me, and you know, separate myself from family and friends, and isolated, and you know, again living in the world of shame, and you know, losing a couple jobs through that addiction, which I've never lost. I've always been a good worker, always worked all my life. I ended up homeless, like most addicts do. Lost everything. Ended up living in a house made out of skids I built in the bush, and was there for about 6 months. Ended up on the street at about a year. I was on the street about a year, but 6 months, you know, living in the bush on my own, trying to survive, getting odd jobs here and there, and finally I just came to the end. I ended up in New Westminster on a wharf late at night, out of money, desperate, alone, and willing to take my life. But something happened that day. I don't know what it was. I figure it was I like to call it a God shot, an awakening of sorts, that I stopped myself and decided to go up to UGM in New Westminster. And this is where I ended up, withdrawing off of heroin here, all naturally. I had no help with that. I mean, that was pure torture myself. But you know, when I arrived here, you know, the care and concern and love I got coming through that door just blew me away. After being isolated and alone for so long, that I almost couldn't believe it. In fact, I didn't believe it to start with.